So folks, as I said, this is the hearing where the court takes evidence from each side to determine whether an order should issue or continue. I've got a couple of cases here that we've issued an order already. We're determining whether that order should continue. What happens is I'll put you under oath and then I'll hear if there's anything more from each side. One thought, if you're the person that is being, well, if you don't object to this order issuing, you can let me know that right away. If that's something that's not troublesome for you, then we can simply move forward from there. I will call those other cases again because it's just 5 after 9, but we've got enough people here to get going. So, Haley Baird Lyra, you're on Zoom. If you'd unmute. Theodore Carter, where'd you go? Mr. Carter?
I'm here.
Start your camera.
I'm not sure that I know how.
Oh, you can't come by Zoom unless you can have a camera, audio and video. So you go around the border, take your cursor and hover, and video will come up and you start. That's how you poke on that, and that should open it.
I haven't figured it out yet, unfortunately.
Well, you can't come by Zoom unless we can have audio and video as if you're in court, and that's a problem.
I understand. I thought it would be automatic. Wasn't.
Well, you can try backing out and coming in. And what kind of device are you on?
Apple. Older
All
Apple.
right. Laptop or an iPad or what?
Phone.
Okay, phone. So very simply, does it have it has a camera on it?
Well.
And so you need to find that video icon and open that.
Allow. I think I got it.
There you go. Good job. Got that going. 1 second. Now that we've got you, I just need to talk to my clerk. Is this the one that we that came?
Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to hear you very well anymore.
I know it's the copy sitting with you, right? I can print it off. You don't have to. Just let me know when it's in there. It needs to be in there as the basis for this hearing. Okay. All right. So this is case number 2490, and the court issued an order back in April of last year that I think it expires today, but we've had this hearing and I issued an order extending that order from last year. So previously, when we had this hearing, it was on the shoulders of Ms. Baird Lyra to prove to the court to a certain legal standard that the court should issue this order. Now that the order's been issued, it's on the shoulders of Mr. Carter to determine why the court should not allow this order to go any longer. And so let me put you both under oath. Ms. Baird Lyra, raise your right hand with me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. And then Mr. Carter, raise your right hand with me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. So first off, Mr. Carter, well, let me ask Ms. Baird Lyra, you're asking that this should continue another year? What are you asking?
I'm not sure how the court works, Your Honor, on how long the order is able to be continued. The order was violated on April 4th. Mr. Carter was found by
that, but just slow down. I'm just trying to figure out what you want. So you want this order to continue for a longer period of time. Do you know how long you want that?
Mr. Carter came to my door and threatened to shoot my child.
Not asking that. I'm just very direct question. So
as long as possible. As long as possible.
All right. So Mr. Carter, do you have an objection to this order continuing for another year, another 2 years?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm very pleased how well they've been maintaining the dog's behavior, and I don't have an issue with it.
Not to contact them. All right. So then I will continue this order. And I'm looking back at the original. So Ms. Baird Lyra, looking back at the original order, any issue with that? It's got the 3 kids involved and you are the named protected person.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. That's what'll be. I'm going to keep that in effect for another year is where the court can do that. So this would expire April 21, 2026. So Mr. Carter, there is no basis to violate or contact Ms. Baird Lyra or the 3 kids. And Ms. Baird Lyra, you have the obligation to enforce the order if you believe it's been violated. So let me put this to writing. Okay. And then this order will be in the court file for both of you. Will we send it out by email by any chance? No.
It'll be in the case file.
Okay. So it'll be in the case file available to both of you with your Zoom instructions. If you'd rather talk to one of my clerks and get a copy that way, then feel free to contact the court, but you can get it through your Zoom instructions. And the provisions are going to be the same as they have been for the last year. just in effect now until April 21st of 2026. And then Ms. Baird Lyra, if you believe the court should consider extending this, get back to the court, not within 2 weeks of its expiration, but within 3 months. You can at any point within 3 months. So by January 21st, make that decision and get to the court sooner than later, so a hearing can be set before the order expires. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's it for the both of you. Any questions, Mr. Carter?
No, I'm good. Thank
All
you.
right. Ms. Baird Lyra, any questions?
No, thank you.
All right. You can both leave the meeting, and that's it for today. Let's see. Oh, thanks. All right. So Mary Julvazon has not appeared. Mary Julvazon, not in the courtroom and not on Zoom. This is case 2599. So Ms. McGowan, that petition and restraining order ends now, as the petition, the person asked for this, has failed to appear, and it's 16 after 9, and we called this for 9 o'clock. So you can be on your way. The order ending the no contact order will be in the court file. If you you can use your Zoom instructions to get at that if you want that, or you could contact the court if that's another way that you'd like to get a copy. All right. Any questions, Ms. McGowan? And you're muted if you have anything to say. I can't hear you. Yep.
Justin just messaged me. It sounds like the petitioner's trying to get logged in.
Okay. Well, we'll slow this down. Apparently, Ms. Julvazon is trying to log in right now, however late. So hang in there, Ms. McGowan. We'll be back with you. So, Amy Abelson. Amy Abelson. One. Amy Abelson has not appeared on Zoom or in the courtroom. I have. And I'm just getting my court file open because it's electronic here. So give me a moment. So, Ms. Hart, let me put you under oath. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Were you able to serve notice to Amy Abelson for today's hearing?
I gave the paperwork right after our last court hearing to Pierce County Sheriff's Office, and I haven't heard anything from them.
Okay. Have you contacted them?
No.
All right. So do you want to try and contact them this morning and see?
Yeah.
Okay. Then come on back and tell me what you know. We're going to need a document from them if they served her that proves that they served her.
Okay.
And without that, I can't get much farther today.
Okay.
All right. So I'll be in session here for a little bit. Come back certainly by 10:15 and let me know what you know.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Great. Line these things up here. Okay. Trying to get there. And then Julian Smith. Julian Smith has not appeared in the courtroom nor on Zoom. Jeffrey Jones. I see Mr. Jones. Are you there, Mr. Jones? Can you unmute? Start your camera.
It's going to let me use my microphone, but it says it's not letting me use my camera.
Well, you got to use your camera. What are you on? A phone, a iPad, laptop, what? Mr. Jones, unmute.
I'm on my phone.
You're on your phone? Stay unmuted, Mr. Jones. All right, so Mr. Jones, why don't you work on, you've got a camera on that phone. You keep unmuting. There you go. You're unmuted. Stay unmuted. Working on the camera issue. Mr. Jones?
It keeps muting me.
All right, try the video.
It keeps automatically turning it back off.
Well, if you hit the mute, it would, but if you hit the video.
Either one, it just automatically stops working. The voice will turn off, and then I'll try to turn on the video, and it won't let me turn on the video right now.
Well, just a heads up, in the future, if you can't make Zoom work, you can't come by Zoom. You have to be in court. It's an alternative, all right? No matter what kind of hearing and where you are. Those are kind of the rules with Zoom and courts.
It has me locked in mobile mode, basically like safe driving mode, and I cannot get it out of that mode for some reason.
Well, again, so Mr. Jones, stay unmuted. Case 25-103, and because the petitioner hasn't appeared, I'm dismissing this action and the no contact order ends. Since I really don't need anything from you, I'm going to allow this to go on without you being on video. But in the future, in any court in Washington, if you're going to appear by Zoom, you got to have it working. So keep that in mind. All right.
So yeah, I apologize, ma'am.
Well, a little late. So that order of doing away with the no contact order will be in the court file, and you can access it that way. If that's not the way you can do it, then contact the court and my clerks can help you. And that's it for today.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Jones. Or Sachs, if you would unmute. All right, so we're here on case 24-102, and I'm going to turn to Mr. Staten. Raise your right hand with me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, and then in turn, James Orsack, if you'd raise your right hand with me. Mr. James Orsack, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, and Deborah Orsack. Deborah, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we're
Yes,
here
I
on
do.
case 24-102, and let me get my case file open here. You'll see me going back and forth because I have a couple of screens here and we have things electronic. So let me get that open and we can get started. So there was an order issued on behalf of the Orsacks, and that was issued back in April of 2024. And so the Orsacks have asked this court to consider renewing this order, and look at that. There we go. And so when we first had the hearing back a year ago, it was on the shoulders of the Orsacks to show the court to a legal standard that this order should issue. Order issued, and now because it's a renewal, the law says that the burden is on Mr. Staten to show the court why it shouldn't reissue. Let me jump back to is it James or Deborah who's gonna be our lead?
I will.
James, all
I
right.
will.
You're asking to renew this order for another year?
No, I'd like to go 5 years if I can, or longer, something longer than a year.
Okay, well, let me kind of preliminarily hear from Mr. Staten. Mr. Staten, do you object to the court renewing this order?
Yes.
Okay, so let me jump back to the Orsack. So can you tell me last year, Orsack, what has happened with this order? If you had to any action to enforce it, call law enforcement, or has there been violation of it by Mr. Staten?
There's not been a violation, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
It has taken a great burden off of us knowing that the legal system is helping us with this. The problem I have is for years helping his family and us and taking care of them, and then for something like this to happen, we still do leave our properties a couple times a year for months at a time, and we'd like to know it's still being secure and safe without him coming back on the properties and doing like he did before.
So, all right, so you haven't had to call law enforcement or haven't had to deal with Mr. Staten coming onto your property or violating this order?
No, ma'am.
All right, just looking over the order, and I will turn to Mr. Staten, but 1 second, you look at things. And the Orsac, so you've lived there how long?
Since 1990.
Been a long time. All right. Anything from Deborah Orsac on the matter of renewal?
No, I testify right along with my husband, and he is a close neighbor right next door. So it's obvious that he's got a closer connection than some would. That's all.
So the issues of threats of violence or being threat with a firearm, threat with the use of firearms, that has not occurred in the last year.
No, ma'am, but there was the other lawsuit we had with him where he came on the property, stole items and destroyed properties and stuff. And we won that case with him. Those are the things we're trying to protect our home from.
Yeah, and that was let's see. So there's another civil lawsuit that you had.
It's already been taken care of.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, and we did get judgment on that.
Is there any order involved in that civil lawsuit as to no contact?
That's why we got this one in the beginning, was to keep him away from our properties and stuff. And then we continued with the civil case.
Not issue another no contact order, right?
No, this one, I didn't know about that, if they needed to issue another one, because we had this one already in place.
Okay, all right. All right, so let me turn to Mr. Staton. Mr. Staton, as to this request to renew this.
There's been no contact and never will be. You know, I stay on my side of the fence. I take care of my stuff. I have no desire to bother them.
Okay. And this other lawsuit, there was not, the judge did not issue an order in that case
Yeah, I
against
had to
you?
pay the court costs and.
Well, court costs, but I should have been more clear, an order that you shouldn't contact them
Yeah, there was a restraining order.
in that case too? Is that still,
Well, no, that was
So-
all one deal.
Okay.
The restraining order and the money that I paid, that he said I owed him, that I didn't, but
okay,
the judgment went in his favor, so I went and got a cashier's check. I paid it. It's all said and done.
so that's done?
Yeah.
So you have no reason to contact the Orsacs, given the court's order on that case?
No.
Okay, and the Orsacs, you agree there isn't any need for contact given that other lawsuit?
On
Orsac, do you
the other
agree?
lawsuit, that was the, no, on the other lawsuit, where things were sold and property was damaged and stuff.
So I have a very
we thought
particular
this
question for you, Mr.
restraining-
Orsac. I want you to answer directly.
Okay,
Is there a need for contact by Mr. Staton with you to finish that other lawsuit?
No.
no, other than I would still like to keep them off the property because we leave for months at a time, sometimes a year.
So your connection is failing. I'm sort of getting what you're saying, but your connection is very poor.
Well-
It's breaking.
Yes, okay. Okay, how about,
All
Now
right,
you can
try it
hear me.
again. So you're away from your property for months at a time.
yes.
And
The last year, yeah, the last year is when he trespassed, stole, and destroyed our property.
I know that.
our
What I'm asking
property
is
and stuff.
since this
And
was
that's what
issued
we'd
in
like
April
to
of
keep it.
2024,
When,
has he been on your property or violated this order?
no, ma'am.
How
No,
often, or how much time did you spend on this property in the last year?
since the last year, we have been here since January. We haven't taken off yet this year.
Since April of
So
last
we've been
year?
home all the time. Since January of this year.
So you've been
Yes.
gone from that property from April of 2024 until January of 2025?
No, I'm sorry, I got the January's
You
wrong.
left in September,
September,
came back January
yeah, we've been here since January of
24.
24. Yes.
Right. So January of 24, you were granted an order in April of 24, and between April of 24 and now, April of 2025, you've been on the property continuously for the last year, since April of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
That's words to her since we're breaking up. It's better.
Just looking through things, see if any other questions for either side, and I will allow you some information, kind of a wrap up before we end here. So give me a moment. So anything more from the Orsacks?
No, ma'am, we just like to know that our property is still safe when we are gone.
In at home. Yeah.
And Mr. Staten, anything else?
Like I said, I have no desire to even bother them.
Okay. When did that other lawsuit end?
I don't remember. It's when I went into court on the original restraining order. It was all taken care of then.
So last spring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I filled my obligation. I paid the fines or cost.
He found a big word.
All right. All right. So at this stage, I don't find to a legal standard that this order should continue. Obviously, what I hope is that, and I think is fairly clear here, that with the resolution of the civil lawsuit, with the lack of contact and no violations of this order over the last year while the Orsacks have been on their property for this last year, that this order can end. Obviously, Mr. Staten, all of this will be taken into consideration if you go back to the old ways. So don't. But I'll be signing an order that does the order ends, let's see, today. And I just hope that now you can be good neighbors. All right. So Mr. Staten, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
From the Orsacks, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And that's all for today. The Orsacks can be on their way, and Mr. Staten, we can give you a copy of this order that does away with the no contact order if you'd like it. Okay, you can have a
Thank you
seat.
so
It's gonna
much.
take me a little bit to get that written out. You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You're doing it up right now.
Yeah, too hard.
For the Orsacks, you can leave the meeting. And someone's appearing labeled iPhone. Who is that? Who's labeled iPhone? If you could unmute, let me know who you are.
Mary Julvazon.
Okay, so Ms. Julazon, why don't you go up to the right-hand corner? There's a blue box, 3 dots. You can rename yourself so we know who you are, and we'll get to your case soon. Thanks. So let me put y'all under oath, and I can hear you, Mr. Wilson. All right, so Mr. Jeswold, is it?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, Ms. Sabo, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, raise your right hand with me. Mr. Wilson, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. So we're taking up case 2598. You both, again, I'm looking from screen to screen. I've got an electronic file here. I am listening, but I need to also look at what you've presented to the court. So that's what I'm doing here. I have kind of a preliminary issue. I'm wondering if this shouldn't be heard by, well, a couple of things. First off, so Mr. Wilson, let me ask, how'd you know to be in court today?
I was given papers via mail with a Zoom hearing option.
Okay. When did you get those papers?
Oh, boy, hold on one second.
Did maybe a sheriff's deputy hand them to you?
You know what? That's what happened. Yes.
Okay. Maybe about
About a week
April
ago.
10th, maybe Thursday, April 10th, somewhere around there.
Yep,
Okay.
that sounds familiar.
So, all right. And so did you get something called a petition? It says in the right-hand corner would say petition.
Doesn't right hand corner. I see a District of Washington State, Thurston County notice of hearing.
Right, right hand number 2598 is handwritten, and then petition for protection order. Did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Wasn't clear that you did. All right, and so then the next question here, I'm going to turn to Mr. Jesvold, Ms. Sabo, who's going to. All right, Ms. Sabo. I see this revolves around a real estate deal. Okay. All right. Thinking I need to transfer this to Superior Court, and I'll tell you why, but let me look at this more closely. Yeah. All right. So this is the district court. It's the court with lesser powers than the Superior Court. A lot of this, Ms. McGowan, can you mute your microphone? It's kind of interrupting things. Just mute your microphone, Ms. McGowan. Just get it muted, unless you can. Can you mute her? Thanks. All right, we'll get it muted. Don't unmute. So, to Mr. Jesvold, Ms. Sabo, Mr. Wilson, Superior Court has greater powers. And when this issue is kind of intertwined with this real estate deal, this court doesn't have the authority to issue orders that might cause an interruption in someone's fair and lawful use of their and enjoyment of their real estate. So what I'm going to do is send this to Superior Court. They're going to set a new court date. That's the appropriate place for this because I can't issue this order at what's being requested by the petitioner. The Superior Court might be able to because they have greater powers to do such. So that's where we're going with this. So I'm signing an order that transfers it, and then how do they? Do we get the court date, or do they get? How do we?
Superior Court will set the court date.
Okay.
I'll have to
How?
reach out to somebody over there. That's not something that I get instantaneously.
Right. And will they then contact the parties with our information, or how do they let them know when the hearing is?
I can send, as long as I have everybody's emails, I can send the information to them.
Okay, so it will be from us once we get the date. Okay.
Yeah, let me make sure I have some time.
All right. So my clerk here, we need to get everybody's email because what'll happen is after court, we're going to contact Superior Court. They're going to give us a court date, and then we'll get that notice to you all, and then you'll know when that court date is. I'm just going to sign an order that tells the Superior Court it's coming. But so did we have emails for these folks? Okay. So Mr. Wilson, you have an email that we could use?
You betcha. It is jw@gmail.com.
Need it again. I got it. Thanks. All right.
So I have something I'd like to say if I can, Your Honor.
Oh, we're going to send this to Superior Court, and you'll say everything to Superior Court. So,
Okay, but big question I have for this court is this is an important easement.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
And-
take any testimony. I can't do a darn thing today other than send it to Superior Court. So you'll take action
Restraining
there.
orders are in effect.
Hold on. And so look at your emails later today, tomorrow morning, make sure to check on that email from Thurston County District Courts. You have that notice of Superior Court. And then you all do whatever you think you need to do outside of this hearing to deal with your easement. But this is all about the potential unlawful harassment committed, but it's so intertwined with the use of real estate that I think they need to hear this. So let me finish up this order.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson, look to your email later today, tomorrow morning for that notice, all right?
Just a statement, every day that we're held back from our equipment, from our farm and everything on this easement, we are charging $320 a day. They're unlawfully on our property. Their name is not on the property. And
Right,
every
that's
day
why
they're
the Superior Court, I can't make any orders. I can't make any orders on this case.
a
I know you
restraining
want to
order,
say a lot of things, but I can't.
but is there still a restraining order in place?
There's no restraining order in place.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Order.
You still can't contact us till the next hearing, though, correct?
There is no restraining order from this court in place.
Okay.
You'll get the rest of this filled out. All right, great. I should have just done that. I think I got, make sure what I did is right. All right, so again, look to your email for that information. It'll be from Thurston County District Court, and then take it from here with Superior Court. And that's it for today, Mr. Wilson. You can be on your way, and the Jeswolds and Sabos can be on their way. All right. It's not quite back. Oh, you are back. Did you get anything, Ms. Hart? Well, why don't you come on up here and then we can talk better rather than hollering at each other. Going back to case 25101. All right, so were you able to be in touch with the law enforcement officer?
Yeah, they did make one attempt. There was no contact though.
Okay. All right, so this is the deal. You got a couple of options. We can set this to another day to give you more time to serve notice on Ms. Abelson, or we can end it today, and that's really up to you.
Can we give it a little more time?
Yep. All right. So one question I have for you though, and I'm wondering, I just want to make sure you're in the right place, not supposed to be in Superior Court. I was trying to decipher who's who here. You have, you're the stepmother to Amy Abelson's child?
Yes.
Okay. The child is in your custody?
The child is 18 now.
Oh, okay.
The
All
child in the order is my biological child.
Okay. So that child, so there isn't any kid that you're, no.
That we share?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. That answers it. Thank you. What day should we, what are we setting?
Right now we're setting.
Because you can actually fill this out. I don't have to fill that out. All right. What are we looking at?
Right now we're looking at May.
Okay. Our next court date available, it's always Mondays, May 5th. That just gives you a couple of weeks.
That's fine.
Okay, May 5th, 9 o'clock. You work on getting service done. We'll send you by email another service packet. The whole packet has to go to law enforcement or whoever you're choosing to serve notice on Ms. Abelson. And then you'll be back on May 5th, see where we are.
Okay.
Any questions?
The hard part, because I can have someone else serve her, but the hard part is she lives behind a locked gate. So I don't know what my laws are.
It's up to you. Law enforcement can serve. There's businesses that do legal service. You can have a family or friend hand it over, but that person has to file a legal document with the court to say what they served, when they served, how they served.
Okay.
So,
I just didn't know if it would break any laws if we went through the gate.
Well, I'm not here to advise you as your attorney. Law enforcement knows what they can do, and a business who does this knows what they can do.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. All right. So go back to the place, look in your email, and we can give you a copy of this. Should we just give her the notice or not?
I
Or
can
we'll
copy the
send it.
notice unless she goes to the civil office. We can give her the rest of the service back.
Do we have enough people there? Okay, actually, we'll give you a copy of this notice, and then if you wanted to, you could stop at the counter there
Okay.
and just get the whole service packet, and then you're on your way.
Okay.
All right, hang on a second.
Thank you.
So Ms. Abelson, can you come on the Zoom call, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so, did you file a case in Pierce County Superior Court?
No.
Someone did. Can you see that? Hang on just a minute. So go to the DC. Let's look at this. Well, come here. See, there's a civil protection order here, but then she's also listed as a respondent down there in Pierce County, which was just filed today.
Okay.
But then, can you see who? And she lives in Pierce County.
Let me look.
It was just filed this morning. It must have just been filed this morning. Let me look here. So orders.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Active. Yeah. Oh, it's a different. Who's Vernon Miller?
He is my ex. He's the one who kidnapped my child this morning.
He did what now?
He kidnapped my child. I haven't seen my child in days, and that's probably what you're referring to.
He filed an order. I know. What's his relationship with you?
He's my ex. He's the father of my child.
I see.
He's the one that's been
That's
giving me issues with the whole restraining order with Kelly Hart.
Okay. Well, an order was filed this morning in Pierce County Superior Court. And that's okay.
Which is funny because I was going to do that, but he knew I was coming to court, so he went ahead and did it before me.
Well, you can have it. Well, I just wanted to let you know what's coming.
I
How old's your
appreciate that.
child?
She's 3.
Okay.
I already have calls to CPS and everything for him putting hands on her and driving with her while intoxicated.
That's not why we're here. I just wanted
I
to figure out what
understand.
that order was. And it doesn't, apparently it's not. Well, maybe it is. I guess I'll find out. So Ms. Abelson, I'll come back to you in a minute. Ms. Hart, we'll start with you. Does it make me, my computer's being slow. Let me explain to me how, and again, this is another case where it's kind of a confusing set of parties, so to speak. How are you folks related? How do you know each other?
I helped raise her stepdaughter for 14 years.
Okay, so-
And then she is now back with my ex that I have a child with.
Okay, so you helped raise her stepdaughter.
Her daughter, yes.
Yeah. Or so it's your stepdaughter?
Yes.
So you were married for a period of time to the father of her child?
Yes.
Right.
Many years.
Okay. And then, And now the daughter, how old's that daughter now?
My daughter is 10.
No, the daughter, okay.
18.
18.
Okay, and so now, the person you were married to, is that person now back with her? Is that, okay. And that's not Mr. Miller?
No.
Okay.
No.
And so, and that is the father of your child?
Not Vern Miller, no.
No, the person who's back with her
Yes,
is the father of someone named Casey?
yes.
And so then, is there a parenting plan placed? And so you had some problems with her. Apparently it was with Casey, who would been her. The father of Casey, who's now with her, who used to be married to you. Is that
Yes.
correct? So Casey goes and visits them from time to time.
Her dad, they don't live together.
Okay. And so, how is it that I've read everything that was submitted, by both parties.
I didn't know there was a response.
It was quite lengthy. And I think it was, hang on just a second. Looks like it was filed on April 30th, if I remember right. April 29th, my mistake.
That was my bad then, because I checked up until Monday, because in my paperwork, it says that everything should be submitted a week before court, so.
It was late. How busy is next week? Can you look? So there's 70 pages submitted.
Wow.
I think including declarations from various people
Okay.
and text between you and her, which seemed pretty congenial.
Would that be from prior conversations or from
Well,
this
earlier
one?
in April. Yes. So I mean, yeah, April's, again, I'm just looking at the first one I called up, April 2nd. And again, it just seemed pretty normal communication between two people who are living. Yeah. I think you should probably read that stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna find out how busy it is.
There's like 7.
All right. So do you know how to access stuff on the website?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a temporary in place here?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just reconvene here in a week.
Okay.
Let's see, take a look at that.
Okay.
See what you think.
And then I can respond to it, right?
What's that?
I can respond to it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You can, but get it in early. And ma'am, you want to check that. We'll reconvene here in a week. There's not any order in place. If you respond to it, you can. And again, I'm just telling you, you can expect, as far as I can tell, to get served with anti-harassment in Pierce County. I have no idea what that's about. Yeah, we'll see where we're at in a week.
Okay, thank you.
Come on up and get that, ma'am. And then your copy, this will get, do we have your email address, ma'am? What's that? Do you know how to use the chat in the Zoom?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me.
I am talking to you. You can go, ma'am. We gave her notice in the thing. We want to send you notice of it also.
I called the courthouse about a week ago to give him my email address.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you would have done that when you emailed your exhibits, right?
I went to the courts and submitted them.
All right. That's it for today, ma'am. You're free to go. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you. Okay.
Ms. Hart, I'm going to start with you. Could you hold up your right hand, please? You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. So remind me of the dynamics between, you can start with you, the two of you. You said you became her daughter's stepmom at some point. And so basically, and then you had a child, Casey, with that person, and now that person is back with Ms. Abelson. Is that correct or no?
Correct.
Okay. And so, is there a parenting plan in place?
Yes.
Okay. Is that still being litigated? I mean, is that agreed? Is that a final parenting plan?
It
Or
is a
that
final. It was finalized June 10th of last year.
okay? And what does that provide for in terms of what's the visitation? Who's the primary custodial
I
parent?
am.
Okay, and then what's
And Josh receives the
okay,
visit. Oh,
okay,
sorry.
that's will be my next question. What's the visitation schedule?
Josh sees Casey every other weekend.
Okay, and so I've heard, I thought I saw in there at some point somewhere mentioning that custody is going to become an issue or not?
Miss Abelson stated to me February 21st that I better be careful before I lose custody of Casey.
Okay, and that's what you were saying was a threat. Is that correct?
That is one of the threats, yes.
Okay. What are the other ones?
April 3rd. She questioned my parenting.
How so?
I'm looking for it, sorry.
Can you remember and just give me a general idea of what was said? I mean, there's tons of, it's like 80 or 90 pages in there about, and I'm estimating, but
Talking about I should parent my child more instead of getting up in the morning with her, or instead of not getting up in the morning with her.
okay. So,
And then March 30th, she and Josh refused to let Casey call me to come home. They both said that in their statements. And then April 6th is the reason that I filed this petition.
and what happened on April 6th?
Amy Abelson engaged in texting me over and over again, accusing me of telling her ex-boyfriend about her and her and Josh being together, and accusing me of telling her mother that her and Josh are together.
Okay.
It was harassment for over a couple days, even though I had supplied proof that I did not tell either one of them on April 6th.
You know, I read through those texts that were submitted. It seemed like for the most part, you folks were able to get along. Am I misreading that?
No, it's been rocky off and on for over 15 years.
Okay.
This isn't the first situation that I've dealt with when Miss Abelson has been harassing me.
And this child is 10?
Yes,
What grade is she in?
4th.
So you're saying that the harassment came, again, who's this? So you're telling me, and I'll get to you in a minute there, Ms. Abelson. Ms. Abelson started bothering you because Ms. Abelson thinks that you told somebody else that she's back with Josh?
Yes. And I was able to supply proof that I did not tell either one of them. So I feel like,
Okay, hang on just a second.
Okay.
What sort of things did she say when she was, like, say, the harassment that was, you saying happened on April, when she thought that you told somebody else that she's back with Josh, who I think is, you're both ex-husband, is that correct?
My ex-husband, her
Okay.
ex-boyfriend
Got it.
from,
I mean, were there any threats of harm, or I'm gonna come and beat you up, or anything like that?
in Savannah's declaration of my response, Amy Abelson did state April 6th that she would beat my ass if I came near or around her. And she did sit at a church that was 0.2 miles from my house. You can almost see my house from the church parking lot, while Josh was in his own vehicle dropping Casey off to me April 6th. So Amy had no reason to be close to my house.
Let me hear from her.
Okay.
Ms. Abelson, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
What's your response to Ms. Hart's position?
My response is that, yes, we've had our ups and downs throughout the years, but we've also had some really good times. And I've never once in my life have ever said that I was going to beat Kelly's ass. That is completely false. We came back from a camping trip, and he had to drop off Casey, and he told me to sit in the church parking lot to wait for him to come back, because I still had all my stuff in his trailer, just like my kids had all their stuff in the trailer. At that point, it was taking a while because Kelly packed up all of my daughter's things, Savannah, and gave them to Josh. And we,
So
all had-
hang on, Savannah's the stepdaughter?
My
she's
stepdaughter.
my
Yes.
daughter, yeah.
Her daughter?
Yes.
Who's in the back, by the way?
I'm here in support of Ms. Hart.
Thank you. Okay, good. How old is Savannah?
She's 18.
Continue on, ma'am.
Okay, and so we all had to use the bathroom because we were sitting there for a while, and I told Josh that we were going to go use the bathroom, and that's where we met up, and that's where we exchanged all our stuff. So that's why I was sitting there, because I was told to sit there. And so in I don't even know where to start, but with everything with Kelly, like, obviously it's not justified. Like, yeah, I should have left her alone when she asked me to. But at that moment, like, I was really hurt because when we were in front of her house and we were getting stuff for her daughter for her to come back to my house, she, asked me if Josh and I were together, and I wasn't going to sit there and lie to her face. That's not what I'm going to do. And I said yes. But I also specified that right now, because I'm trying to get out of Vern's house, and it's a very rocky situation, that I did not want her to reach out to him. So after all that, I found out that she did call my mom, and she did state in there that she did call my mom, and I have text messages to show that she did call my mom because she was mad, but then she did not answer. But then she also reached out to Megan, which is my sister.
Hang on just a second. So
Sorry.
is Vern, is that your husband now? Or
It's
is that
my
your
ex-boyfriend.
boyfriend?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Or that was you were, if I get this right, you were in the midst of leaving him and then going back with Josh. Is that correct?
I was in the midst of leaving him. Well, I haven't been with Vern in a long time, for many, many years, since after our daughter was born, but we lived together, co-parenting our child.
Okay.
So we haven't been together for a long time. And then towards the end was, when Josh and I were starting to talk and starting to rekindle our relationship from years prior.
Okay. So you were saying that Ms. Hart reached out to, maybe not necessarily to Vern, but to other people, and then word got back to Vern. Is that correct?
She, even in her declaration, she said that she got really upset and she felt that she needed to clear her name. So she sent Vern a message on Messenger asking if he knew about Josh and I felt that wasn't right for her to do, especially after I, specified, it could get really rocky and really bad if he knew what was going on. I wanted to get out of the situation where me and my kids were safe before things were told. And she reached out to my sister-in-law, Megan, and even in messages, Kelly asked, did you tell, Sarah about everything? And she's like, yes. And so I was really hurt in that moment because me and my mom were on good terms now. Yeah, we've had our difficulties, but we're on good terms now. I'm on good terms with all my family and everything. I wanted to be the one to tell them. But the biggest thing is the fact that she reached out to Vern specifically after I said not to. And I told her the reasons why not to do that. You know what I mean? And she said that she got upset and mad and felt that it was okay to reach out to him. And during the whole thing with her daughter, she was at my house during
This
her
is
spring
Casey.
break.
Now we're talking about Casey, right?
Yes, Casey.
Okay.
So throughout the years, I've known Casey since she was born. She's been great friends with my daughter. We have daughters that are very close in age. They're both 10. And throughout the years, we've always gotten together for them to play, for me to, be around my other daughter, Savannah. We've gone to activities together. We've also had social gatherings at each other's houses, birthdays. We've gone camping together. There's been some great times. Kelly and I felt, at least for me, that we became pretty close, when we were pregnant at the same time. We had babies. Our babies were always hanging out together. I felt that we had some good times. Yes, we've had rocky times. There's been times where she has harassed me, but never once have I ever thought to go and get a restraining order. I want to talk about our issues, just like in some of those messages I said, hey, I want to talk with you. And when she found out about me and Josh, I was trying to be understanding and supportive in that, situation. She felt that her marriage was a lie and she was just really upset. But back to the whole Casey thing. So she came to my house for a few days of her spring break because my daughter Bella was there and her sister Savannah were there. And during that time, Casey became upset. And by no means have I ever tried or ever wanted to keep her from her parents. I've never done that. But, I was also, on the phone with Josh and, he was helping me throughout the situation. And throughout everything that had happened, I even asked if Casey wanted to call her mom, if she wanted to go home. Her dad even asked if she wanted to go home. But Casey said that she was fine. She was tired. She was ready for bed. She was doing great. She has anxiety and I have anxiety and I've had to go to counseling for it and work through things. And I felt that part of my stuff I could help her with to be able to calm down. The situation lasted for 5-10 minutes and everything was fine. I felt that in that moment, because her dad was handling it, we thought do we need to call Kelly? I don't know. But Casey didn't, say, hey, I want to call my mom now again. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just, but yes, I've never once said I would ever beat Kelly's ASS. There's no proof to that because I've never done it and I never said it. I felt like she right now is manipulating my 18-year-old child. I never forced my 18-year-old child to sit there and message her stepmom. I was at training. I wasn't even around my daughter. I was at training for work. And I have a job that is with the Kent School District working with, behavioral children. And I'm trying to become a certified behavioral technician. And with all this on my record, it's going to make it really impossible. I'm on leave right now because of everything that is going on. I feel that with everything that's going on, she's just got so upset because Josh and I were together and felt like maybe throughout the years that Josh and I had a thing. I've spent the night at their houses. We've done so much stuff together. I was always at their house hanging out, and I'm grateful because they allowed me to spend more time with my kid. But nowhere in there have I ever felt, ever try. I never wanted Kelly to ever feel like I would ever harm her or upset her in any way. But, we've all had our rocky past. She's done things to me. I've done things to her. It doesn't make them right. But at this moment in time, I feel like I don't ever want to talk to Kelly again. I just have no feeling towards that.
I'll give you the final word here, Ms. Hart. Anything you wish to?
In both Amy and Josh's declarations, they specified Casey did ask to call me, and they never let her call me. When Amy says that she texted me at the time Casey wanted to call me about her overwhelming anxiety, I did not get a message from Miss Abelson at that time. I did get it the next day, and I did wait to talk to Casey, and she did confirm that she tried to call me to come home, and they did not allow her to call me. On Sunday, April 6th, the time in question, Amy stated several times, not several times, but she stated, I can text you all I want. You're causing issues for my life, all because I am with Josh. I didn't message Vern to clear my name until after the harassment had started 4.5 hours prior.
Okay.
And this is, I've shown continuous behavior from February 21st to April 3rd to April 6th. My mental health has been questioned. My parenting has been questioned. I never in a million years would thought that I had to fight so hard to defend myself. This situation has caused me to be physically sick and further caused me to have mental health issues. I feel if the restraining order isn't ordered today, I will get backlash from Amy, and so will Savannah due to her declaration.
All right, so again, just fresh. Unlawful harassment is a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, harasses, or is detrimental to such person, serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. Course of conduct must be such as would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotion distress and must actually cause substantial emotional distress to the petitioner. And so a course of conduct is a series of acts over a period of time. So Ms. Hart's asking for an order against Ms. Hebelson based on kind of a series of events, somewhat different. And first is with regard to the issue with Casey, or the child, I should say, who is going back and forth between Ms. Hart's former husband. Apparently Ms. Abelson's current is in a relationship, currently. And there was an issue about, well, she wasn't allowed to call or things of that sort. You know, that's a parenting plan issue. And if there's something that needs to be addressed during that parenting plan, that needs to be done at family court where the parenting plan was entered, not here.
Okay.
And so there's that. The other thing was apparently, and again, if I'm getting this right, Ms. Abelson was living with a person named Vern, who Ms. Hart apparently also knew. Apparently you all run in the same social circles and know a lot of the same people, apparently. And Ms. Abelson was apparently trying to leave the residence of Vern. And I don't know whether she's living now, whether she's living with Josh or not. But apparently, as far as I can tell, the relationship continues. Ms. Abelson didn't want Vern to know about that. And somehow Vern did find out, which caused some problems for Ms. Abelson. Ms. Abelson, maybe correctly or incorrectly, assumed that Ms. Hart was responsible for that. She responded in kind by her own admission inappropriately. And there was a series of interactions between there. Apparently, at some point, the 18-year-old child of Ms. Abelson, who was at one time the stepdaughter of Ms. Hart got involved, submitted a declaration, indicated one thing about a threat of violence, which Ms. Abelson denies. And, and I have to say, I don't, who's to blame for this? I don't know. But to put, and I heard some talks about anxiety, and this is causing me anxiety, and the kids are anxiety, but yes, that individual apparently is 18, which is technically an adult in the eyes of the law, although there's certain things you can't do, consume alcohol, for example. I have no idea why people are putting that kid in a position to take sides against the stepmom or the current mom or anything like that. And that, if you want to talk about anxiety, both of you, and I see you nodding, Ms. Abelson, but I think I mean to be speaking to both of you. These kids are watching and learning from this. And I see you acting like, as everybody is righteous, but I think that a lot of self-examination can go on from both sides, both you as well as Ms. Abelson. And so, and I'm just saying, I don't know either of you other than what's been in the pleadings, but I've reviewed all the text messages between the two of you. I've heard you both testify. And I think both could be well served by taking a good hard look at themselves and how they conduct themselves and all of that. And so based on all of that, yes, there was conflict and disagreement that was apparently highly emotional. I don't find that either party was trying to harass the other. And so, yes, Ms. Abelson responded inappropriately. She's indicated now that she doesn't really have an interest in talking to you again. And so I'm going to deny the order. I'm not going to enter order at this time. Ms. Hart, you had indicated that, well, there's going to be a backlash or something like that. If there is, you can refile. You can bring this back. And Ms. Abelson, certainly you understand how Ms. Hart feels about contact with you. I've heard you say you don't have any want to contact with her. I will say the indication that she was at a church, her explanation for that is completely reasonable. I don't find anything unusual about that. I agree that what happened between Ms. Abelson and you following the disclosure to Vern was inappropriate, but it doesn't rise to the level where court intervention is necessary where I'm going to enter an order. And again, if there is backlash, if this sort of thing, she knows how you feel right now, you can refile it at some point in the future. So I can tell you want to say something, so go ahead.
I do. I'm curious as to how I caused her severe pain when she states in her paperwork that Vern was harassing her and everything, but she did not move from Vern's house until a week ago.
Well, I think, but again, just my response to that is my impression is what she was upset about was Vern finding out when she didn't want him to.
And that was not from me.
I understand that, but that was what her impression, that's why she did what she did.
Even though I supplied her with the screenshot from Vern on April 6th.
I'm not making a finding that you did. I'm just explaining why she responded that way. It may have been an error. People make mistakes all the time. And so the question that I'm asked to decide is not whether you did or didn't. You may not have. That's completely reasonable that you didn't. The issue is whether an order is appropriate between the two of you now. That's what I'm deciding.
Okay.
And if you want to wait, you can get a copy of this, or you can get a copy of it off the district court website. But we'll conclude the hearing as of now.
Okay, thank you.
And I think I've said my piece. Once you get that, you're free to go. You're free to go now, ma'am, if you wish, but otherwise you can wait for a copy of it.
Thank you.
Am I okay to go?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so Emily Gibson, you're on Zoom. Let you unmute, and then Ms. Walden, why don't you come on up and have a seat. And let me put you both under oath. Emily Gibson, raise your right hand with me. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, and Elise, is it? Elise
Yes.
Walden, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right, we're taking up case 25-102. And Ms. Gibson has been granted a temporary restraining order against you, or no contact order against you, Ms. Walden, under this case number. Today, we're going to hear more. I'm concerned, though, Ms. Walden, how did you know to be here today?
I was given half of a protection packet on Friday, the 18th by
Okay.
one of Emily's friends. And
April, slow down.
Okay.
So what did you get?
I got the packet that had a case number, the case number and petition, and then it gave a bunch of information that she had stated.
That's the petition. So it says on the first page, in the right-hand corner there,
Yes.
number 25102, handwritten and petition. Now, is that in about 20 pages? Or maybe not that many. 19.
I
How many
think
pages?
There was,
The last page you got.
the last page I have is attachment A definitions.
Okay, what page is it? It says it at the bottom.
Page 1 of 1.
Oh, I see. And then, all right. So, and that goes on for 3 pages, I think. So you got through the petition, you got through page 11 of 11. Before that, you got through page 11 of 11.
I only have page 1 of from 1 to 11.
Okay, that's a petition. Then you should have that. That's correct. And then, did you get the other document, which in the same area it's typed, number 25102, temporary protection order and hearing notice? Did you get that? You
I
didn't
did not get that. I had to Google search the case number, and then I had to come here to the court early this morning to figure out what time and when it was.
Okay, so you didn't get that. And in any event, you first knew of this Friday.
Yes.
Okay, and that's understandable. Nobody did anything wrong. It's just that these things have to happen fast because there is an order issued and we don't want this order being in effect for too long before we have hearings. But I want to be sure that you're ready to go. There were several exhibits too, and it went on for almost 60 pages of screenshots. Did you get any of that?
No.
No. All right. So that's a problem because that's the evidence that Ms. Gibson relied on. So what I think we need to do is reset another hearing to give you a chance to look at all of that and be prepared. What do you think, Ms. Walden?
I do have,
Do you want me to set this to another day so you have more time to either present something yourself?
I have all of my evidence.
I see it's a
personally,
big
yes.
packet.
Yes.
And you want the court to look at that?
Yes.
And it's not the same information that was filed already?
No.
No. Yeah, not able to just sensibly look at that right now.
I have not been able
So-
to file any information
Right.
at all.
Because it was Friday and today's
Yeah.
Monday morning. So that's why I'm saying,
Okay.
I'm asking you, and it sounds like the answer is yes, is that you want more time so you can give information to the court, more time to look at what was filed against you by Ms. Gibson. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Gibson, again, nobody's fault that anybody was served on Friday. It's just, that's what happens. So it's fair for me to grant this continuance, keep this order in effect, set a new court date quickly, and then everybody get ready. Ms. Gibson, understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to pick a date. Our next date looks like the 5th.
Yes.
Okay. Our next date would be May 5th, which is 2 weeks. It's always Monday, 9 o'clock. Expect to spend the morning. How's that for you, Ms. Weldon?
That's fine.
All right. Ms. Gibson?
Yeah, that works with me.
Okay. We got May 5th. So I'm going to sign an order here. We're going to give you a copy since I've got you here, Ms. Walden. And I'm going to say too, now there's no reason, you have a few things to file. That's great. You can get them filed today, Ms. Walden. You've already filed all sorts of stuff, Ms. Gibson. You don't have to file anything else, but nothing comes in later than and this Friday, the 25th. So if you file something for the court to consider after the 25th, it's likely will not be able to be considered. And we'll go forward with a hearing without that. So get everything filed no later than Friday. It's part of my order here. And then each of you has the ability to go into the court file with your Zoom instructions and look at everything that's been filed and prepare yourselves for the 5th to respond, and we'll have the full hearing then. So give me a moment while I fill this out, and then I'll turn back to see if there are questions. So. There we go. All right, so Ms. Gibson, any questions here?
No.
Okay, Ms. Walden, any questions?
How would I file the evidence? Just.
Yep, good question. Just go into the lobby. The civil counter is right there. And you may want to, do you have a copy for yourself?
Yes. At home.
Okay, good. So then you can file what you brought, and there you go.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. Thanks, Ms. Gibson. You can be on your way. Ms. Walden, you can be on your way. Oh, come on up here first, and we'll give you this notice.
So Ms. Gibson, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
How is it you need an order against Ms. Walden?
What do you mean? Sorry, what do you mean how?
What's that? Okay, I'm gonna need you looking at me, okay? You're asking for an anti-harassment order. You're asking for an order to keep this person away from you, not contact you, not come within 1,000 feet of your residence, workplace, or your person. And I read a definition of the harassment there at the beginning. You can't just enter these orders for no reason. You have to show like what Ms. Walden is doing is a pattern of conduct that I described in the initial definition. So what I'm asking you is, how is what she has been doing so harassing that you need a court order to keep her away from you and not to contact you?
I mean, I just want her to leave me alone. One thing that happened, she logged into like my Google account. I don't want her to do that anymore. She knows where I live. I want her to stay away from me.
Hang on just a moment, ma'am. I'm going to interrupt you. Mr. Garrell on the Zoom call, are you here for an anti-harassment case?
I'm not, Your Honor, and I'm reaching out
I
to.
think you're in the wrong courtroom there. Are you here for a Lacey case?
No, it's not. I obviously am in the wrong courtroom. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll
Sure.
try to find out which one I'm in.
Another great advantage of Zoom. Continue on, Ms. Gibson.
Over the past year, it's recently stopped, but at one point in November, she pretended to be someone else and called me and harassed me. She called me about probably over 20 times. And
This was in November?
Yes.
When was the last time you heard from her?
In November.
Okay. And so then, were you two in a relationship prior to all of this? Okay. I guess, why did you wait from November until now? It's coming up on, or about 6 months later, to file the order.
I originally wanted to file in August, but I felt like I didn't have enough evidence, and someone recent who used to be friends with them reached out to me and told me a bunch of stuff, and that's what made me decide to file now.
Okay. What's the stuff you were talking that you have heard about?
They told me that she had my Google account information. She stalked out where I lived and wants to kill me. This is what she's telling me.
And she had explicit photos of me from when I was 17. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, did you guys used to be friends? How did, what?
Yeah. So we were originally friends in elementary school. Then we didn't talk until I was 17 and she was 18. And we became friends again in October of 2023. And then our friendship started to end in February. And we got into a car accident, and that's when our friendship just like stopped, basically.
All right. Let me hear from her, and then I may have some questions. Could you raise your right hand, ma'am? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And so, what's your response to what you've heard?
My first response is that November that she is talking about, she had reached out to me, and I have physical proof of that.
Okay.
I did not contact her. Previous to that, I had not talked to her since May 14th. And then she had texted me on a fake number saying we should talk. And the person she is talking about who has said these things to me has been stalking me. And we have been trying to get her to stop and trying to file a protection order against this person who has
not Ms. Gibson.
No, the person who is telling her all of these lies that I want to kill her and that I had explicit photos. I don't have any of that. I don't know where she lives. I just know what she's told me and what is on the court orders that she's in Longview. I have no idea where she lives. I haven't talked to her since she reached out in November, and I have no intentions of communicating with her since I'm just done with it.
All right, Ms. Gibson, I'll give you the final word here.
Okay. So I submitted screenshots of when she reached out to me in November, and I have the call logs of all the phone calls she had called me with. I also have evidence of her logging into my account.
When did that happen?
November. I believe it was November 4th.
Hang on just a second. Stop there. What's your response to that?
Emily had added her account to my computer back in February of 2024. And I had to contact a friend of mine who is a tech savvy person to get it removed from my account. And in order to get it removed from my Google account, you have to log into that account to remove it off of your computer. And that is what I was doing.
Continue, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen today, Ms. Gibson and Ms. Anderson. I read that definition of at the beginning. I hope you were both paying attention about the definition of harassment and what it is and what it's not. And at this time, based on what's shown to me, I'm going to deny your request for an order, Ms. Gibson. I just don't find that it's rises to the level where an order is appropriate or necessary. And so it's apparently, as far as I can tell, you two haven't communicated with each other since November. It's probably not a bad idea. And if there's further contact where either or both of you get to the point where there is a problem, you can bring it back. But for today, ma'am, that I'm not gonna enter an order. And so sometimes Ms. Walden, I'm going to speak directly to you. Sometimes people, when they come and they're respondent and they come to court, and an order gets denied, which I'm denying this one, they kind of look at that as some sort of triumph and sometimes rub the other person's nose in it. And so I'm not looking for that either. Do you understand that?
Yeah. No.
But that's it for today, ma'am. Ms. Gibson, you're free to leave the Zoom call. You're free. Well, I'm going to do a denial order. If you want to wait for that, you can have it. But Give me just a moment. And we'll email a copy of this to you there, Ms. Gibson.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right, so let me take up Ms. Julvazon, if you'd unmute, start your camera. And then Ms. McGowan, you can unmute now. All right, so we're taking up case 2599, and Ms. Julvazon, Ms. McGowan, we need a different judge to hear the case, and we're going to find a date to do that. I suppose we could just set it any old time, right? Or
Yeah.
we just didn't get one today, but so we're looking at the 5th.
Yeah, the 5th would be our next date.
All right. And it's as to all of us, so it has to be a pro tem, not just me. All right, so Ms. Jules Yvonne, some of the, I can't remember which side filed something, but there's a conflict with this court to hear the case. Still going to have a hearing. We're going to set it on, how's the 5th looking now? We've set a couple of things there.
Yeah, beyond the case that we've set today, it's open.
Okay, maybe we should set the. Yeah. I just don't want to load them up on the 5th. So we've just got what we said 2 or 3 there already, and then this week we're setting all of our hearings there.
That's
okay. All right. Okay, yeah, let's do it there. That'll work. All right, so we're gonna set the May 5th. Ms. McGowan, May 5th. Does that work?
Yes, Your Honor. What is the conflict with the court? I'm not understanding.
Witness that this court that's been presented, I can't remember which side, the court can't hear the case, or the judges here can't hear the case. We're going to get a substitute judge to hear it. So Ms. McGowan, May 5th.
Okay, and at that point, am I able to bring forth testimonies and written statements?
Well, yeah, that's what this hearing's all about, is both sides should do that. If you have something persuasive for the court to consider, it needs to get to the court before then. So, May 5th, are you available?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Jules Vazan, are you available May 5th?
I don't have my calendar right in front of me, but I can make that happen.
Is it available somewhere close that you can go look?
It's okay. I was going to say I can make that happen, but what's interesting is I actually, along with Joanna, don't know. I mean, if you're not able to tell us, I understand, but I don't know what you're speaking of.
Ms. Loy's statement, Ms. Loy that's the issue. And it would be, none of the judges should hear that case then. So we're setting it to May 5th. Do you want to go look at your calendar?
No, I said I'll make whatever work. I'm just trying to understand, at least, so I'm knowledgeable. When you say it's not able to be heard.
But it's not a problem after today. We'll have a substitute judge hear it. So all of
No,
the
I get
information.
that. Could you explain to me why, though, why a statement from her?
Because it's a connection to this court through someone who works here. So it's not appropriate for the judges to hear it.
Oh,
so,
I see. Yep, yeah. Okay.
Got it. Okay. So May 5th, 9 o'clock. Everyone's back. We're going to get a substitute judge to hear the case. And I'm going to say that both of you, Ms. Jules Yvonne, you've already filed lots of things. You don't have to file anything more, but either of you, if there's something more you want the court to look at, thinks persuasive to your side, then have that filed with the court no later than a week from today, April 28th. So no later than next Monday. If you file it after next Monday, it might not be considered at all. All right. That's why I'm telling you that. So get to it. And then both of you can access the court file to look at what all has been filed and be prepared for that hearing on May 5th. And that's the day that we hear from both sides and determine should an order issue or not. So it's not after that you should file anything. If you want the court to consider something, that's the day to have it, by the 28th, April 28th, get it in. So the court has all the information that you think the court needs. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So I'm signing the order, continues us to May 5th, and that's it for today. Any questions, Ms. McGowan?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Julvazan, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you all on May 5th.
Okay, thank you.
So long.
You're muted, ma'am. I'm going to need you to unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi there. So we've been contacted by the petitioner in this case, and she's unable to make it here today. So for one time, we're going to reissue the temporary, ma'am, your eyes on me, please. Thank you. And we're going to reissue the temporary order. We'll reconvene in 2 weeks, and we'll take this matter up at that time.
Okay, Your Honor.
And then I'm going to hang on just a second. I'm going to give you a date. Wait just a minute, please. It can be May 19th. At 9 a.m. And the and the temporary order was entered in this is going to be reissued. So there's a temporary still in place. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're free to go.
Thank you.
Today's 5525. Did you get that?
Yeah.
And then Mary Joel, is it Jolvazan? Am I saying that? Did she appear?
Yeah.
And then Audrey B was with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Jason Fields is now gone. Okay. We're going to start. There's an Allison Dreechus. What case are you here for?
I'm here on behalf of Ioana McGowan. She's a neighbor of mine.
She's here in court, I think, or she
She
was on the
is.
Zoom call.
Yes.
I am,
All right,
Your Honor.
that's fine. You can go ahead and mute back up. I just wanted to know why you were here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we got, is Juliana Jolvazan here? So, do we hear anything from her? All right. So, and it's now, she's supposed to be here at 9. It's now 5 minutes till 10. This is going to be dismissed, but without prejudice, which means if, and I'm not sure what's happening. I know, Ms. McGowan, you've been here before. There's a history of other orders, but given her lack of appearance.
I might need to get you new, but we were going to deny it last time.
Okay, this should be, okay. I'll do it when we're done. And so this is going to be dismissed without prejudice. If she chooses to refile again, she can. But for today, this will be dismissed and you're free to go. And she'll need to refile and reserve you. I'm sorry, ma'am?
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Mary is actually in jail. She went to jail last night for harassing me. There was video footage of her kicking my door. She had been taunting me. Is there any way the court could assist me with an anti-harassment order?
Have to go and get an order, like she was asking for an order against you. And so you would need to do the same thing. I can't, you wouldn't want me to be helping her out, and I really can't help you out either. I have to stay neutral in these situations, but there's nothing to stop you from getting an order.
Okay, Your Honor. I was just wanting your legal advice on how to proceed.
See, and that's the thing. I can't really give advice up here.
Okay.
All right. You're free to go, ma'am. And then you too, Ms. Dreechus.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allison.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
uh,